When leaving a toxic relationship or situation, we focus way too much on the other person's actions. We focus on how could they do this? We want the apology, we want the closure, we want the explanation, whatever it is. We put so much emphasis on the other person, and this can be really dangerous because then you give them so much power. Because at the end of the day, their actions were never a measure of your worth. And if you are constantly focusing on their actions and why did they do this and how could they do this, you are telling yourself and probably believing that their actions means that you're less worthy because they hurt you and how could they do this to me? What did I do to deserve this? And that's a very dangerous place because your worth is never measured by someone else's actions towards you. Someone else's actions is always a reflection of whatever's going on for them because hurt people will hurt people. And they're probably projecting whatever insecurities and fears that they have onto you, causing them to behave the way they did to you out of self-protection. So what do you do in this case where you just find yourself constantly shifting your attention on their actions and wanting their closure from them and wanting their explanation? Is you have to come back to you and recognize and realize that you owe yourself an apology for tolerating less than you deserve. You have to see yourself and come back to you and recognize that, oh, I need the explanation from myself actually of like, where was I playing small here? Where was I abandoning myself by allowing myself to stay in a situation like that? Maybe it wasn't in your control. These toxic situations sometimes are really crazy and unpredictable. But where can I come back to myself and give myself the apology and closure that I'm looking for in someone else? Because I promise you that once you come back to you and apologize to yourself and see yourself and acknowledge the pain and the hurt that you went through and that you stayed through, you recognize and realize that you have the power in you. You're no longer waiting for someone else to give you permission to move on. You're coming back to you and telling yourself, hey, I've got you. And we shouldn't have stayed in that situation that long, but now we know better. And at that moment, we didn't know better, so we stayed. Maybe we thought we could leave and we were thinking about it for so long, but we didn't have the strength to do so. But now we decide and we recognize and promise to ourselves that I will never tolerate this level of behavior again. And you have to make a strong promise to yourself because it's not easy when you're in those situations. Oftentimes we're kind of blinded and we don't realize how bad the situation was until we're out of it. But once you're out of it and you have this clarity, you owe yourself an apology. You owe yourself forgiveness as well. And the real truth is that you have to promise yourself not to tolerate that level of behavior again because otherwise you'll lose yourself and you'll abandon yourself in the process and it's not fair to you. So I think that rather than focusing so much on the closure from the other person, the explanation, the forgiveness, the apology, we owe ourselves an apology for tolerating less than we deserve and doing the best that we could with what we knew, but knowing that you deserve more for the future.